Hi folks, today I thought I'd talk a little bit about hill sprints, and I'm underlining sprints several times, as a lot of times I'll mention hill sprints and people say, oh yes, I do hill work all the time, but hill sprints are not hill work. So what's the difference? Sprints are sprints. I mean, they are very short, they are all out effort, whereas hill work tends to be more like 8 by 1 minute or 8 by 3 minutes up the hill at a 5K effort or 10K effort or something like that. The hill sprints happen to be on a hill, but that's really where the similarity kind of ends. So let's talk about why would you want to do any hill sprints. So as you may know, you've got two types of muscle fibers. There's actually more than two, but for the sake of simplicity, we're going to say you have fast twitch muscle fibers and slow twitch muscle fibers. Now, if you're Usain Bolt, you probably have a boatload of fast twitch muscle fibers, and that's why you're so stinking fast. On the other hand, if you're, Meb Keflezighi, you probably have a boatload of slow twitch fibers, which is why you're so good at the marathon. Generally speaking, people that are endurance runners, and endurance is really from about, the mile on up is considered endurance, believe it or not, you probably have a lot of slow twitch fibers being used. Now, there's a couple different trains of thought. One says that you can convert some of those fibers to become the other through training. Some studies support that. Other studies say, no, if you've got 30%, 70%, whatever, that's just the way you're going to be. But everybody agrees that you can recruit the fibers you wouldn't normally use to help out. Now, Usain Bolt has no need to have the slow twitch fibers help him out when he's running because it's over like that. But if you're out doing a half marathon or in particular a marathon, you'd love to have those fast twitch guys sitting on the bench, ready to come in for a short period of time. Doesn't mean you're going to run faster, but they can help out when the slow twitch guys get tired. So it's good to get those fast twitch fibers recruited to help you in your running. Now, the two best ways to recruit your fast twitch fibers are speed, hence why you're doing a sprint, and force, hence why we're doing that on a hill. So speed and force kind of wakes those fast twitch guys up, and you want to keep them awake because, again, when you get into your race, your longer runs, you want them to be able to use a sporting analogy, kind of come off the bench and help out when need be. So when can you do these? Usually I make them as part of an easy run. They can be early in the run. They can be late in the run. You don't want to be fatigued. You don't want to do it after you've done some type of a hard workout. You really want your muscles to be fresh and able to do it well. And you also want to make sure that you're warmed up. So when I say early, you're probably going to have at least a mile or two to kind of get the muscles warmed up and prepared. But a lot of times it might be that you're going to do 3, 4, 5, 6 miles, whatever, and you can do them at the end of the workout as long as you're not fatigued. The only thing you really need is a steep hill. You'd like to have a steep hill. So how steep? Steep enough that you know that you are working going up that hill. Because remember, you're trying to get some force, but not so steep that you have to be up on your toes to run. You want to be able to run well. So you're looking for a good steep hill, but not so steep as on your toes. You want to make sure, as I mentioned before, that you're well warmed up. And I would do maybe 4 20-second strides on flat ground beforehand just to get your body used to that fast running, maybe inside dynamic drills. Remember, you're going to be running fast all out when you do these. So when you do your actual hill sprints, you're warmed up, you've done your strides, you've done your dynamic, etc. You're going to do something like 8 by 10 seconds, not minutes, yes, 8 by 10 seconds with 1 to 2 minutes of recovery. And you always want to make sure you're running with good form. So I'll start with good form. Anytime you're doing fast work, you want to feel like you're running smooth, controlled, not like you're flailing. You're running hard, but you shouldn't feel like you're having to push it. So concentrate on good form. It's only going to be for 10 seconds. I'll go back up. So 10 seconds, it doesn't have to be exactly 10 seconds. If it's 9 seconds or 12 seconds, it's not going to matter that much. I personally will program my watch so it just beeps to tell me when the time is up. But the other way you can do it is kind of glance at your watch the first time and you do your 10 seconds and it happened to be by the tree with the funny looking branch. Well, then the next one's just run till you get to the tree with the funny looking branch. You don't have to worry about timing it all the time. But it's really for seconds, and one reason is you can't sprint for much longer than about 15 to 17 seconds. That's as long as you can sprint. You're going to start slowing down after that anyway, so they're very, very short. Now, a lot of people look at the 1 to 2 minutes of recovery and say, 1 to 2 minutes of recovery? I've only been running for 10 seconds. What the heck do I need all that recovery for? Well, you need it because the fuel that you are using is called ATP. ATP is actually an acronym. I won't get into it, but you're not using your typical glycogen and fat when you sprint and go really fast like that. You don't have a whole lot of that. You use it up very quickly. that 1 to 2 minutes is helping your body replenish that ATP. So you can run all 8 of those or 10 of them, whatever you're doing, very strong. If you take really short recovery, you're not going to be able to replenish your ATP and you're going to start fading towards the end, and that's not what we want. And then also remember, this isn't designed to build stamina or endurance. You're not getting much stamina or endurance out of 10 seconds. It's a neurological type of a run. We're just trying to get those fast twitch guys fired up and working. When you do those over the course of several weeks, then inject them now and then, they're going to be more alert and more ready to go in your race. And there's one other reason why you might want to consider some hill sprints, and that is because personally, I think hill sprints are just a lot of fun.